The events of the last 3 years have demonstrated how fragile our global food system is. For the first time in history, more than 1 billion people are undernourished worldwide. This is 105 million more than last year, and it means that 1 in every 6 persons in the world suffers from hunger every day. This recent increase in hunger is not the consequence of a poor global harvest, but is caused by the current world economic crisis, which has reduced the incomes and employment opportunities of the poor and significantly lowered their access to food. It is for this reason that the theme chosen for World Food Day and Telefood this year is Achieving Food Security in Times of Crisis.
It's a pleasure to be with you today. Just 1 month ago in this very chamber, I co-chaired a high-level event on partnering for food security with the U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. As you have just seen in a very compelling video, food and nutritional security are the foundations of a decent life, a sound education for children, and indeed the achievement of all the Millennium Development Goals. Over the past 2 years, volatile food prices, economic crisis, climate change, and conflict have led to a dramatic and unacceptable rise in the number of people who cannot rely on getting the food they need to live, work, and thrive. For the first time in history, more than 1 billion people are hungry. Throughout the developing world, food prices remain stubbornly high and volatile. We must respond to the needs of the hungry, first by ensuring adequate political and financial support for emergency food assistance. The theme for this year's World Food Day and for the Food and Agriculture Organization's Telefood campaign is Achieving Food Security in Times of Crisis. It emphasizes that we need even greater efforts on behalf of those most affected by poverty and hunger. We need also to support the committed women and men who often risk their lives to deliver help to the most vulnerable. Second, we must invest in food production and distribution. Last year, I set up a high-level task force on the global food crisis. Its comprehensive framework for action outlines a strategy to provide safety nets and assistance for smallholder farmers. It looks to support longer-term agricultural productivity and resilience, social protection schemes, market access, and fair trade. Nations are mobilizing for action. In July, 26 countries and 14 multilateral organizations agreed to work together under the umbrella of the L'Aquila Initiative on Food Security. Next month, the World Summit on Food Security in Rome is a further opportunity to focus on country-led and regional strategies, country-level partnerships, and increased levels of assistance. The challenges of food security demand multilateral commitment, creativity, and leadership. At this time of crisis, I encourage all nations to pursue coordinated and comprehensive strategies for agricultural development and effective social protection. Vulnerable people, women and children in particular, must get the food that they need for nutritional security and well-being.
In view of the more than 1 billion hungry persons in the world today, it is most opportune to reflect on the need to address the root causes of hunger and food insecurity and to find durable solutions. With the 2015 MDG target date fast approaching, the number of hungry people is increasing rather than decreasing. We need both immediate action to meet humanitarian needs and longer-term action to increase agricultural production, and to ensure food security. At no time more than the present has there been a need for greater investment in agriculture. I'm pleased to see that recent discussions on food security are moving towards steps in this direction, notably the Madrid high-level meeting held earlier this year and the G8 summit in L'Aquila, Italy. No doubt this dialogue will continue at the upcoming FAO World Summit on food security in November, as the Director General also stressed in his intervention.
I don't pretend to be an expert on issues related to food security and sustainable development, but I joined FAO and thus the United Nations family to lend support to help make visible the very real and dramatic problems and the concrete challenges and activities that FAO and the populations they support face every single day. The events of the last 3 years have been particularly tragic, as they have demonstrated how fragile our global food system is and how vulnerable we all are. For the first time in history, more than 1 billion people undernourished worldwide. This is about 100 million more than last year, and it means that 1 in every 6 persons suffers from hunger every day. This recent increase in hunger has not been the consequence of a poor global harvest. Far from it. It was caused by the world economic crisis, which has reduced incomes and employment opportunities of the poor and significantly reduced their access to food. It is for this reason that the theme chosen for World Food Day this year is Achieving Food Security in Times of Crisis. At a time when the fallout from the global economic crisis still dominates the news, the world needs to be reminded that not everyone works in the offices and factories or banks. The crisis is stalking the small-scale farms and rural areas of the world, where 70% of the world's hungry live and work. On the occasion of World Food Day 2009, let us reflect on those numbers and the human suffering behind them. Crises or no crises, we have the know-how to do something about hunger.
The present situation has come about because of the decrease in investment in the agricultural sector. The time has come to act responsibly and address the root and multifaceted causes of food insecurity by adopting lasting political, economic, financial, and technical solutions so that all people in the world can enjoy the right to good food, which is the most fundamental of all human rights. Governments, international organizations, civil society, the private sector need to address these challenges through appropriate strategies and responses.
Coming to the conclusion of this event, it now remains for me to thank you all for joining us today. Let us live with renewed commitment to fight for the complete eradication of hunger and to have a world with food security. Thank you very much.